BTech in mechanical engineering in '84 and PhD in statistical control in IIT Kharagpur from in 1998, and currently working as a professor in National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, and has 34 years of experience in teaching and administration, and has guided 25 MTechs and 6 PhD theses. And sir is also ex-HOD Computer Center NIT Rourkela, and sir, present research areas include EDM and other non-conventional machining process. And sir also has acquitted with micro machining and quality management and implementation of a quality system. And sir has 35 national and international journal papers and about 40 conference papers. And sir has expertise on e-learning and pedagogical innovations, outcome-based education, effective education delivery, assessment training for student internships, and etc. So you can see here, sir has got good Google Scholar citations and H-index. And very thank you, sir, for accepting the request. And sir also had given some insights on how to fine tune, and then what best we can give for the today's session. And sir fine tuned it so that it will fit well. So thank you, sir, first of all, to accept the request, and also to preparing, tailor making the session as per the needs of the this design of experiments in engineering. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Barun, and good afternoon, everybody. So
You should be able
yeah,
to see a share content option, sir, up arrow.
okay, you have to make me the organizer.
I made, yes, sir, I made you as a presenter. So you will be able to see share content up arrows. From there you can.
Okay, yeah, I am also the organizer. Okay, thank you. So I will be discussing on TOPSIS, the method, and then we will also discuss fuzzy TOPSIS and its sensitivity analysis. So this is the structure of the whole talk. Maybe we can first discuss TOPSIS, and then I will take a 5 minutes break, and then again I will start the fuzzy TOPSIS. Right. So let me share the content on the slides. Yes. So okay, so it's like this. We will discuss on multi-objective optimization using fuzzy TOPSIS. I am Professor C.K.
Your
Biswas. Hello.
sir, your screen is not still visible, sir.
Not yet.
Screen,
Okay, but I have shared the screen.
maybe it's taking time to load, sir. 1 second, we'll wait, because even your
I have
video is
shared the whole screen.
okay. Even the
Is it
video
now
is
visible?
freezed.
Is it now visible?
No, sir.
Not yet. Okay, let me do it again. I'm sharing the whole screen, so it should not be. It should not get delayed also. Okay. So now you can see my screen.
No, sir. 1 second. Not yet. Actually, your video is freezed, sir. 1 second. Let me make you as a host once again.
Oh, yeah, I'm an attendee. Oh, you are a presenter. Okay, now I am presenter.
But still, your video is freezed.
I have shared the whole screen.
If that's okay, sir. If can you share? Can you?
Hello.
So sharing the screen is not happening.
No.
So
Now I can share the application, but sharing screen is
yes, sir.
better.
Then
Better in
yes,
the
sir.
sense, can you see my slides now?
No, sir. That's what I'm trying to see. Sir, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. You are back now. I made you as a presenter, sir.
Yeah, okay. So now I have shared the whole screen. Just see whether you can see the screen, whole screen.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay, fine. So this,
Browser is open.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
at the side also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is multi-objective automation using Topsys. Uh, in this session, we will see an introduction, then what is decision matrix, non-dominated solutions. And we'll take up an example of fighter aircraft example, and we'll apply this Topsys and find its ideal and negative ideal solutions. So this is hope this is the structure of my talk. Now what happens is let's say in most of our problems are actually multi-criteria. For example, if there is a project, then the criteria can be investment, what are the returns, IRR and all those, what will be the payback, what will be the net present value, what are the risks, future growth prospect, similarity to existing business, environmental impact. So all these are considered while selecting a project. Now, some may be very important, some may be important, some may be less important, but definitely all these people try to consider. So it's always a multi-criteria. When evaluating a project, rarely one project emerges as the best on all of when you choose the criteria. If it happens, it is dominated project and should be clearly be chosen. That means if you consider so many criterias, there are rarely one project comes out as the best in all the criteria. Now, if that thing happens, that means one criteria where all the one project where all the criteria are dominating or are the best, then it is a dominated project. In general, there would be a set of non-dominated projects. The choice would be which is not normally easy. That means usually some projects will be very good IRR and it may have very little net present value. So the criteria are always conflicting. So it is the management priority to various criteria could help in decision making. In fact, if you think in real life problem, everything will be having so many things we want in life, but everything we cannot get. So we have to set our priorities in our life. So almost everything in our life is a multi-criteria decision making. Now, these criteria are some are tangible. Tangible means they can be measured. You can measure in rupees, percentage, rupees per year, or profit, or whatever. All these are tangible. You can quantify. And there are some intangible. They are difficult to measure. So only these are very subjective. Tangibles are definitely you can get a number or get a range of number or something, but intangible is totally subjective. Usually what happens, there is a what we call is a decision matrix. Decision matrix is like this. In this, the columns are actually your criterias, C1, C2, C3 up to CN maybe. And in this, rows are actually alternatives. Say P1, project 1, project 2, project 3, like that up to project M. And whatever score this project gets for this criteria, we put this value. Now this value can be a crisp number or can be a linguistic variable. For example, very important, very less important, or good, bad, worse, something like that. Right. So with this decision matrix, we have to play around and then make a decision which project will be the best and which is the second best, third best, like that. Right. So decision matrix will be very important. How you create a decision matrix that decides the best project. Now, usually what happens, the criteria for project selection can be like this. For example, investment in lakhs, that is 10 lakhs to 2 lakhs, IR in percentage 10% to 40%, payback year is 10 to 2 years, risk very high, high, medium, low, very low, like that. These are actually your linguistic. Future growth is very poor, poor, like that. Even similar to existing business can be very poor, poor, medium, good, and very good. So these are your linguistic, and these are your crisp numbers. So generally, what happens when we deal with this kind of situation where some are numbers and some are subjective assessments, some methods are very helpful to make a decision. So that is what we will see. Right. So all these are actually examples. This is one such decision matrix on which we can do a what is known as Topsis method and get a solution. Now what happens is, if you look into that, here there are 6 criteria on which you have to evaluate the project. Now which criteria is important or which criteria should be preferred over the other, which is more important or less important, those are decided by these weights to the criteria. The priority or the weights to different criteria may be obtained by, you can obtain by mutual consultation or opinion poll or pair-wise comparison between criteria, or you can use some AHP methods. So there are various ways of deciding the weights. Okay, now let us understand what is meant by non-dominated solutions. If we just take 2 criteria for project selection, that's a return and the net present value, and if I plot all the projects, then these projects, these P1, P6, and P8 are clearly the winner among them. So these are called non-dominating. In other words, these projects are one of the best, and they are much better. These three are better than rest. Okay, so that means if we consider only these two criteria, so these P1, P6, and P8 are non-dominated solutions. So you can choose P1, P6, and P8 depending on what is your priority. If your return is priority, then P1. If your net present worth is priority, then P8. And you can compromise, if you want to compromise on both, then P6. So we will, so that is how we have to decide, and then we make a decision. So what we will do in rest of the in the lecture, we will take up a fighter aircraft selection as an example, and we will apply TOPSIS method. Okay. So let's say these are the criterias: x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Maximum speed in Mach number, ferrying range, that is nautical miles, maximum payload in pounds, acquisition cost in $1 million, reliability high to low, maneuverability high to low. So on these criteria, we will have to select the fighter aircrafts, and this is what the we got as a decision matrix. Okay, this is what we got as a decision matrix. Now here we should see, we should keep in mind that X4 is the cost criteria, others are benefit. So when you select cross criteria, higher cost should be disadvantageous, whereas higher benefit is better always. So this is the, in this criterion we are choosing the cost in such a way that higher should get less credit, and low cost should get better credit. So in that scale, this is we generally put these scales in the intangibles. So cost, cost maybe 0 to 10. If you use a 0 to 10 scale, very high means you get a 1 point, very high 3 point, like that, and very low is 9 points. And similarly, benefits is very low means 1 and very high means 9. So this is cost is actually low cost is better, whereas higher benefit is better. So accordingly, this cost matrix, this decision matrix has been made. So we'll use this and see how TOPSIS method works. Now TOPSIS is a acronym for Technique for Order Preference using similarity to ideal solution, TOPSIS. The first step is to obtain the decision matrix after using numerical scaling for intangible. So tangibles are, of course, you can get numbers, directly numbers, but intangibles you have to convert it into some numerical scale. So that scale I have already told. So this is what we get. This is the decision matrix. Now from here, next is we'll have to normalize this decision matrix are using the relationship. This is the relationship. RJ is summation of this is our X matrix. This is our X matrix. So xi11, xi12, xi13, like that. So we will sum square root of sum square. So that is Rj. So why it is 1 to 4? Because number of alternatives are 4. Okay, summation over I 1 to 4. That means the number of alternatives are 4. So that we get it as summation of x square is 13 point something, and we take a root. This is what we get it because 2 square plus 2.5 square plus 1.8 square plus 2.2 square. That means this row, this column sum square. Okay, and then you take a root. So Rj is 4.28 for this column. It is 4096. This column is, all these are the root of sum square column wise. Next, what we do is we will divide 2 by 4.28, 2.5 by 4.28, like that. So the whole column is normalized to this sum square, root sum square. Like that, this column we will divide 1500 divided by 4096, 2700 by 4096, like that. And we will normalize this X matrix. So we normalize the addition matrix 2 by 4.28, that is 0.467, 2.5 divided by 4.28, 0.584, and here in this column, in this row, it is 1500 divided by 4096, 0.366. So all these will be normalized between 0 to 1. And these are our Rj, sum square, root sum square. Right. So with this, this is the first, we get the addition matrix normalized between 0 to 1. All these columns will be 0 to 1. Next is we will have to multiply the addition matrix with the weight. Now obtain the weight addition matrix V by multiplying each column by R vector by the corresponding weight. Now, for example, this is the weight for each criteria. For example, x1 it is 0.2, x 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Now these weights are actually decided before you beforehand, and this can be this weights summation of all these weights should be equal to 1. That you have to keep in mind. Summation of all these weights should be equal to 1. Now what we have to do is you have to multiply 0.2 with 0.467. Similarly, 0.2 into 0.584. Like that, you have to multiply these weights with this column. Each of them. So that gives us a weighted decision matrix. So this is our weighted decision matrix. Next, what we have to do, we have to find out the ideal and negative ideal solutions. So here what happens, the ideal solution is A star and negative ideal solution A minus from the weighted decision matrix V. So from this matrix, we'll have to find out A star and A minus. Now you consider this column, this is maximum and this is the minimum. So maximum is our A star and minimum is our A minus. Okay, so maximum is our, in the column, maximum is our A star, minimum is our A minus. Similarly, for all the columns, you have to find the maximum and minimum. Okay. Then next step is we obtain the ideal A star and A minimum from the ideal, that is this. This is the A star. This is for criteria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is for criterion A minus for criteria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So now we will have to find out the distance. Once we get the ideal ideal solution and negative ideal solution, that is A star and A minus, we have to get the distances from these two ideal solution and negative ideal solution. So distance or separation measure, same thing. So separation measure or distances. So compute the separation measurement from the ideal Si star and negative ideal Si minus for all the alternatives I equal to 1 to m. So we calculate the distance measure this way. So Si star is equal to root of j equal to 1 to 6. Why 6? Because there are 6 criteria and it is a summation over j. So Vij minus V star j square, you get the summation and then take the root. And similarly, you get it for minus V root of summation of j equal to 1 to 6 Vij minus Vj minus whole square. So this so this gives you the distance from the ideal solution for that ith alternative or ith project or whatever it is, or ith aircraft, and this gives the distance from the negative ideal solution. Okay, so these two distance measure you have to calculate. So once we calculate this, these two actually ideal and negative ideal solutions are two artificial solutions or alternatives hypothesized. Ideal solution is one of which the best attribute value, the maximum benefit and minimum cost attribute, and whereas negative ideal solution is one which has got the worst attribute. Right. So the idea of ideal solution and negative ideal solution is this. One is this is the best and negative ideal solution is the worst. So Topsis selects the solution that is closest to the ideal solution and farthest from the negative ideal solution. So how it is done? Okay. So what happens is now since we have already calculated A star, so we have to calculate this separation measure. So separation as by that formula 0.093 minus 0.117. Now, minus 0.117 is A star 1. A star 1. So first column, this is then 0.66 is here, and this was the Vij square. Like that, you find the sum square and get the sum and take the root. Okay. Similarly, this one also you have to this 0.117 minus 0.117 whole square plus 0.066 minus 0.066 whole square. Like that, you have to do it for the second row, then third row, then the fourth row. All these will give you 6 AI. So this gives you 6 S1 star is coming as 0.0548. Okay, so similarly you have to calculate S1, S2 star, S3 star and S4 star. So that gives you the distance from the ideal solution for A1, A2, A3, A4. Similarly, you have to get it for the S. You have to get it for the negative ideal solution. In negative ideal solution, this value 0.117 is replaced by A1 minus, and you also get the. So by that we get two columns, that is ideal solution Si star and negative ideal solution Si minus. Right, these two are the distances from ideal solution and negative ideal solution. Now is the distance as relative closeness to ideal solution means, actually if you can see here, this is something like this. This is our ideal solution, this is our negative ideal solution, and this is the alternative I. So this distance is Si minus, and this distance is Si star. So what is done is we have to calculate relative closeness of ideal solution in such a way that this way Si minus divided by Si star plus Si minus. So here what happens, if you use this relative closeness, if the alternative is very close to this negative ideal solution, then Si is very small quantity, so Ci will be very small. Other way, if this alternative is very close to ideal solution, then Si minus will be a bigger one, large. So if it is large, then this quantity will be close to 1. Right. So this is how we calculate this relative closeness. So this relative, once you calculate this relative closeness, whichever is having the higher relative closeness gives you the best alternative. Okay, so we calculate relative closeness from Si star and Si minus, Si star and Si minus. If we calculate this, if you see the graph, Si star and Ci star, this is the equation. This is the equation. If I draw a graph, Si star is between 0 and 1, Ci star is also between 0 and 1. And for various Si minus, for example 0.5, it varies like this. That means if Si is very close to 1, if the distance Si star is close to 1, your Ci star is less. Whereas Ci minus, your Ci minus is 0.2, it is less. And if it is Ci 0.8, it is higher, and 0.5 is in between. Okay, so if your Si is changing, that means if it is Si is less, distance is less, then your Ci is also less. It means relative closeness will be less. So this is what we get, relative closeness value A1, A2, A3, A4, and Si star and Si minus. These are the values. So now if you rank this, and this is what the Ci, this is the Ci stars. and if I rank them, it is a closeness between 0 to 1 Ci. So if I rank them, this is the highest, then this is second highest, this is the third highest, and this is the least. So 1, 4, 2, 3 will be the order. Okay, so this is how we calculate the rank preference of the order by TOPSIS for this aircraft selection problem emerges as A3, A4, A1, A3, A4, A2 in this order. Okay, so now it may so happen that the management may overrule A1 and then select A3 or some other alternative depending upon their priorities. So the summary is like this. Project selection involved consideration of multiple and often conflicting criteria among alternatives. Project appraisal leads to evaluation which may be tangible and inconsequent or intangible. Intangible are evaluated on the numerical subjective scale. In some subjective scales, decision matrix with numerical evaluation starts with a multi-attribute decision making methods. Different methods vary in their normalizing schemes in the manner which score of alternative is done, which scoring of alternative is done. Fighter area has been illustrated using TOPSIS. It is only TOPSIS, sorry, this is needs correction. Okay, so I can take some questions if you wish, and then I will go through that fuzzy TOPSIS later on, maybe after a couple of minutes. Huh? So any questions on TOPSIS method?
Okay. So dear participants, if you have any doubts, you may unmute and you may ask directly. So, sir, there are a couple of other methods, no, sir. How do we decide which one is better? Like, for example, we have this TOPSIS, Gray, and other related decision-making procedures for multi-criteria wise, no, sir.
Yes, there are so many methods.
Yes, sir.
So let us not discuss so many methods. You get confused. So
Yes,
best
sir.
thing is, it is difficult, and there are no unique way. You use some other method, you get same. Even just you change the weights, things will be different. So all these are very tricky. How to decide and all. Okay, we can. These are all given some kind of, some kind of procedure where you can narrow it down to few projects maybe. But then all things comes down to management, which one they will choose. Yeah. So, and of course, even methods are also so many different types. Even TOPSIS also has got so many variants. So
Yes, sir.
there are
Hybrid types.
in fact, people are doing a lot of research. It's like modification in here and there. There are a lot of papers are coming. Maybe next session we will discuss that how many papers are getting published on
Yes,
just multi-criteria decision making.
yes, sir. And do we get any idea when we plot and when we adapt these many different techniques and plot them on for a non-dominated sorting kind of thing? So you have shown that figure, no, sir, where we get the possible solutions curve. So non-dominated sorting, if we plot for several different types of such, then can we have a decision to take which is better, which method?
Well, actually, what is happening is plotting is possible for only 2 criteria or maximum 3 criteria. In that you can visualize. But in n dimension, what we do is we take the distance measure. Actually, those distance measures are actually, you are getting the distance between the best solution and that alternative in question.
Yes.
So that is actually a distance. So in the plot also, we have also drawn that actually distance.
Yes, sir.
But it is not the, it is on the 2 criteria scale. Now, if you change the scale or change the axis, then you can always get a distance measure. Actually, what is important is the relative distances. That means you have to scale down to 0 to 1. Then only you can make a decision.
Yes, sir.
But plotting is only possible for 2 and maximum 3. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to interpret. Na? And n dimension, so many criteria you cannot plot. Okay.
Okay. So shall we take 2 minutes break, sir?
Yes, we will.
Or
I will take a 2 minutes break. I will have some water and all, and come back again. Huh?
Sure.
Yes. So I am. I will stop sharing the slides,
Okay,
and
sir.
maybe the next within 2 minutes I am coming back. Okay.
Okay, sir. So dear participants, we'll join back again at 2:20. You can stay back and we'll get connected to again in 2 minutes. Then.
Okay, I am back.
Yes, sir.
So what I will do is,
Yes, sir.
I will first I will show you how to use Excel for solving the TOPSIS. Can I start now? I think people
Yes, sir.
are
Yes,
back.
sir. Sure.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this is how you can use this Excel for solving Just a minute. Hello. Hello. Okay, can I talk to you maybe after 1 hour? Okay, I am on a call, Okay. Okay, so this is see, you can use this Excel very easily. For example, if you can recall, this is our decision matrix. This was our decision matrix. There were 6 criteria and 4 alternatives. So you can calculate this. You can normalize this matrix. Sum square, square root of sum square, this column, close, close. So you get that root of sum square. So you copy this for the all columns, you get these values. So now sum square is calculated, root of sum square. Then this we will have to you will have to normalize this. That means 2 divided by 4.28. So you get this. Here you put plus this divided by this. Now here we will have to divide the whole column by B6. So I put a dollar here. Okay. Now if I copy this, you will get divided by B6. Next one also divided by B4 divided by B6, B5 divided by B6. So this B6 doesn't change because we want the whole each of these elements in this column should be divided by 4.28. That is B6. Then you can copy this, the whole row or whole column, the whole matrix. So this is normalizing done. Okay, this is the normalizing. Now we got the normalizing. Next step is you have to multiply with these weights. So definitely we'll have to multiply this into this value. Now B9. Now what I do is I will put B9. Before that I put a dollar, because the whole of this whole column has to be multiplied by B9. So copy B9. Right. So here you see it is B11 into B9. Next one B12 into B9. So all these, the only B9 will not change. Then you copy this throughout the matrix, and this is done. So what happens is, for example, this one, you see this is G10 into G9. G9 is this weight into G10 is this value. So this way you can get the. Then next is you have to find out the maximum of this row, maximum of this column, that is A star, and minimum of this row. So maximum and min, you can use max and min functions very easily. So you get all this. A star is this, U star is this, right? Next is we will have to divide 0.117 divided by 0.117. Oh, there is something wrong. This is so this is 0.093. See, point B16 minus B20. B16 is this quantity and B20 is this quantity. So and we put a dollar sign because we don't want this 20 should change. 20 value 20 should change. So this is what we get. So these are the subtracted value from the A star. Then here I calculate square root of sum square. Square root SQRT plus sum A square of this row. Bracket close, bracket close. So then I copy this throughout the column. This gives you SI star. Similarly, this one also SI minus. Then you calculate this SI minus divided by SI plus and SI minus. Then you create rank. Then this SI star you can put rank RANK of this comma, this is the range. Then you copy this toward the you have to, we will have to put dollars. Rank comma, here we have to put J30 and J33. This should not change. So we will have to put dollars. So 1, 4, 2, 3. That was our rank. So this way it's very easy to calculate on Excel if you use Excel and these formulas. Now since we have done it for 6 criteria and 4 alternatives, you can extend this to any number of criteria and any number of alternatives. Okay, so you can use this. This is a very easy way to calculate on a Excel. Okay, then now we will discuss this fuzzy topses. Fuzzy topses, what happens is in our daily life, many things are not very crisp, like they are fuzzy. That means not so many things are difficult to pinpoint or difficult to have an exact value. So we use their fuzzy topses. Now in this lecture we will see, we do some literature review, see number of publications versus year. Then we will discuss this fuzzy topses method, problem definition, experimental data. We find out fuzzy positive and negative ideal values. Then we will try to see how sensitivity analysis can be done. So if you see the literature, there are various literatures. We won't go into the details except with the area or application. For example, this is business, construction, defense, energy. Then you see environment, healthcare, manufacturing, network, environment, and performance evaluation, personal selection, stock market, supply chain. So much of work has been done. Performance evaluation, and then supply chain. So these are so many areas this TOPSIS has been used, or rather fuzzy TOPSIS. So its application is vast. If you look into the number of publications versus year, this is number of publication versus year. You see there is a sharp rise during this 2009-10 and then till then. And of course, if you compare the number of criteria, alternative and criterias, there are all these papered numbers, and they have taken say 11 criteria here, the 6th paper, and number of alternatives 5, number of criteria 2, but 10 alternatives. And these authors have taken 5 criteria and 30 alternatives. So various types of problems has been solved in this using TOPSIS. So what I will do in this part, I will see multi-response optimization using fuzzy TOPSIS method. So in this, what we will do is we'll take up a problem of EDM machining. So this ANSYS P20 tool still has been machined with EDM with a copper tool electrode. There are 4 responses such as white layer thickness, surface density, crack density, surface roughness, and the overcut that are to be optimized. Right. So they are to be optimized simultaneously. So first, the fuzzy TOPSIS method in fuzzy environment of 5 decision maker preferences on 4 responses is adopted, and you have to solve that. And then a sensitivity analysis is carried out. The sensitivity of the 5 decision makers preference on optimal machining parameters. Okay, so there are 2 sections in this. One is finding out the best or the optimal parameter based on fuzzy TOPSIS method, because the importance or the weights or preferences given to these criteria are fuzzy. And then there will be a we'll talk how a sensitivity analysis is carried out. That means if these 5 decision makers, they give different preferences on these 4 criterias, how the optimal parameter machining parameters will change or differ or vary. This is the EDM machine on which the experiment was done, Electronica machine, and there are 16 parameters. 16. This is the workpiece and tool electrode. This is the tool electrode. Workpiece is a P20 tool steel, and we have copper electrode, and this is the experimental data. Okay, so these are the 4 input parameters, and these are the output parameters. So these output parameters are responses or criteria, you can tell. You can say these are criteria. And the best criteria, best setting on which these criteria can be optimized such that whichever setting of the input parameters, we need that. Okay, so we have to find out with all these 4 criteria, 4 of these criteria or responses, which is the best suited input parameter, or which is the best. So each these experiments, there are 16 experiments, so you have 16 alternatives and 4 criteria, right? There are 4 responses, so each of them is a criterion in selecting these 16 experiment, 16 parameter settings. So 16 is our number of alternatives. So in this, what happens is this matrix, we'll call it as Xij, experimental data. Okay, Xij is the experimental data. Now we have to normalize them as in our TOPSIS, summation of 0 to 1 to 16. The 16 alternatives, Rijs, we have to get. So this is Rij we got. So this is the normalized response, all between 0 to 1. Okay, so this is our Rij matrix. This is our Rij matrix, normalized one. Next step is, here comes our fuzzy. Why? Because what happens is the weights which are given, there are 5 decision makers who have been asked which is the most important parameter or criteria. So they gave a decision in terms of fuzzy. Fuzzy in the sense tiny, very small, small, medium, large, very large, and high. And if you recollect the fuzzy numbers or fuzzy linguistic set, they have a membership function between 0 to 1, and this is the tiny membership function. Similarly, this is a very small membership function, very small. Like that, we have different fuzzy sets. And this he have adopted a trapezoidal fuzzy number to determine the weights or preference, and these fuzzy numbers or trapezoidal fuzzy numbers are given by this. This is the fuzzy number. So there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will determine the trapezoid. So these 4 numbers are given here. For example, tiny, it is 00, 0.0769, 0.1538. Right. Similarly, all these fuzzy subsets are fuzzy numbers, linguistic variables or fuzzy subsets are having this is the membership function. So these fuzzy trapezoids are given by this membership functions. So with this, the decision makers are asked to decide what is the importance of these 4 criteria or responses in our experiment. Okay, so this is what the decision maker gave. There are 5 decision makers: DM1, DM2, DM3, DM5. There are 5 decision makers, and these are the criteria: WLT, white layer thickness, surface crack density, surface roughness, and overcut. So the first decision maker gave WLT as very small. So its important is very small. Then he gave the SCD as small, SR as small, overcut as medium. Like that. Similarly, DM2 has given small, very small, medium, and small. So this is the weight matrix. Okay. Now these are actually your fuzzy sets. So we will have to convert them, and they are their fuzzy weights are, their fuzzy set, their membership function are determined by this matrix or this table. So this what we have to do is, these weights have to be multiplied by the Rij matrix. In our fuzzy Topsis method also, that is what we have to do, to multiply with the weight matrix, the Rij matrix, and this weight matrix has to be multiplied. So what is done is, first we take the average weights. So average fuzzy weight is taken like this. Average fuzzy weight. So average fuzzy weight of WLT is this. Average fuzzy of SCD is this. This is this, and OC is this. Okay, so these are also fuzzy numbers. So now these fuzzy weights, average fuzzy weights, will be multiplied with the Rij matrix. So how do you do this? Now this is the fuzzy weight, just like our previous, here we put the weights. So instead of a single number, here it is a fuzzy number. Okay, these are the fuzzy numbers. WLT, SCD. So for the first run, it was point, the normalized value was 0.138, 0.11, 0.206, 0.205. So we'll have to multiply this with this, and we will get another fuzzy number. Okay, so if you multiply 0.1538 with 0.138, we get 0.0213. 0.2153 into 0.138, we get point. So like that, you get 4 numbers. Similarly, this one also with 0.111, 0.111 into this. So you get 4 numbers. Like that, you get for the first run. Right. Similarly, for the second run, third run, these are your alternatives. First alternative, second alternative, third alternative. Like that, you have 16 alternatives. Right. So you will get 16 such number. This is our Sij matrix. This is our Sij. There will be 16 such rows. I cannot show all the 16 rows because then it becomes too many data. Huh? So once you calculate, if you solve numerically, then you will get 16 such rows. Okay, so this becomes a Sij matrix. Next, what you have to do is you have to find out positive, that is S plus, and negative, S minus ideal solutions. So this is just like your, this will be maximum if it is a benefit, and it is minimum if it is a cost matrix. And these are J is 1 to 4. J is 1 to 4 because there are 4 responses, 4 criteria. And similarly, S minus is same, except it will be minimum and maximum. So this is what we get. Okay, so from S matrix, from Sij matrix, you find out this S minus and S plus. Positive, negative ideal solution and positive ideal solution. Then we have to calculate this distance measure. Distance from the positive ideal solution, dj plus, dji plus is 124, d sij is so some distance measure. Some distance measure you have to use, and similarly for negative ideal solution, some distance measure is summation 0 to 4. Now you can take this is the simplest one is where I is 1 to 16. 1 to 16 because there are 16 runs or 16 alternatives. Okay, so this way we can use a distance measure between two fuzzy numbers. There are so many distance measure. We have taken this is the simplest one. X1 minus Y1 whole square, X3 minus Y3 whole square, X4 minus Y4 whole square. X1, X2, X3, X4 are there are 4 numbers because the fuzzy has got is a triangular trapezoidal membership. If it is triangular, then there are 3 numbers. Okay, so the distance measure for between two fuzzy members is x1 minus y1 square plus x2 minus y2 square, like that up to 4, because there are fuzzy number, trapezoid fuzzy number. That's why this is the distance measure. So that you put here, and you calculate this for the 4 criterias. For 4 criterias, you di plus and di minus. Then you calculate the closeness coefficient by the same way, di minus divided by di plus di minus, and then you decide the rank. So this is what we get. This is our Rij, and from that we get di minus dj minus and dj plus and cii closeness coefficient, and then you get the rank order, and then you calculate this, whichever is the highest, that gives you the best. So this is the 10th one is the best. Its input parameter from the original number, you can see IP equal to 1, T1 equal to 10, TW equal to 0.2, Tup is 0. So this gives you the optimal parameter for the WLT, SCD, SR and OC, all these criteria. Okay, so this is almost similar, except when you have the weights, fuzzy weights, you have to take fuzzy average and multiplication also fuzzy, and all these you have to do it in a as per the fuzzy numbers. That is only the difference. Rest other things are more or less, procedure is same, steps are same. Here is another example where quality of electric supply, you want to evaluate the quality of electric supply. So when we give the weights or preferences, these are the criteria. Available advanced information on power shutdown provided, and the weights are like not at all important. So if a customer thinks it is not at all important, he will tick this. Availability of utility staff for registering complaints and inquiry. Now this is a 5-point scale. The customer will give a weightage, how important it is. Okay, similarly response time in repairing is reasonable. Then load enhancement condition met, availability of electrician for maintenance work. The workforce has knowledge, self-confidence, skill, and reliability. So all these are some 6 criteria on which the quality of electric supply will be evaluated. And the customers will give weights. Now, all these are actually linguistic variables. So they will be having some, we have to define some fuzzy number or fuzzy membership. So these weights are now fuzzy. Now let us see the response. For example, that fellow, the same customer gives advanced information on it, he strongly disagrees. That means the electric supply fellow doesn't give advanced information, so he will tick this. Or if he gives information, he will tick this. Right. So this is the kind of response sheet. Now this is also fuzzy. Okay. Previously, you see the previous example, that EDM experiment, we had the responses. This was crisp. This was numbers. But here these are also fuzzy numbers, fuzzy sets, fuzzy numbers. So this also can be handled, and you can use fuzzy mathematics, but the procedures and steps are same. Right. If you have any sort of queries and all, we can discuss a bit, and then otherwise we will go to the sensitivity analysis. If anybody is having anything you want to discuss or anything you want to ask, then we can have that discussion first. Then we'll go for the sensitivity analysis, right? Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have anything to ask, maybe I can continue with my talk, or
Yes,
maybe
sir.
we can uh, wait at the end of the. We can take the questions. Huh? No, sensitivity analysis. Yes, sensitivity analysis means. Now, what happens is, if you see, when a customer gives, or when we give our preferences about or the weights, that means how important that criteria is. This is only very subjective, and subjective in the sense it will differ from decision maker to decision maker. For example, um, you want more money in your from your job, whereas somebody else may think that I need more time to spend with my friends. So these are when you select a job, if these two are the only criteria, many will prefer the first one, many will prefer the second one. So all these are very subjective. Now when there is subjective uh, judgment or subjective evaluation, there will be always some variation of the results. Even when we do corrections on notebooks or answer scripts, there are always within 10% variation. So there, these kind of things come in our practical life. So we want to understand how much it will affect the optimal solution. Right. So sensitivity analysis, the exploration of sensitivity of decision maker preference on the optimal parameter will be of paramount interest. That means when the decision maker gives the weightage or preferences, how much it will affect the optimal value, or the rank, or the alternative, which alternative, how the choice of alternative will depend or vary. It is of great importance sometimes. In order to reduce the complexity of the test, it is assumed that all the 5 decision maker gives same preference for each of the responses from among the fuzzy linguistic variable. In other words, here what we will see that, for example, for the first criteria, all the 5 decision makers are giving the same preference. For example, very low or medium, only just so the average of 5 decision makers will come as low or come as tiny. So this way we have reduced the number of complexity of the test, and by that we get some 54 total number of combinations. How 54? Around, I think this is fraction factorial. It is not full factorial. It is fraction factorial design, where we make the we find that the people or the decision makers are giving first time maybe low, or first time tiny, or all are different for all the 4 criteria. I will show you the design matrix. So by that you get so many different kinds of a, and with that we will find out what is the optimal IP, optimal T-on, optimal are obtained. So when we change these weights or decision makers weights or judgment, the optimal input parameter, that means the alternative which comes as optimal, will change, and so by that the input parameter, that is IP, T-on, TW and T-up, will also change, hopefully. So how much this changes, that we want to understand. And you can use an ANOVA on the optimal level of input parameter CII values. Okay, so this is what we want to see and why this sensitivity analysis is done. So let us see how it works. So first, the decision maker preference on any serial number. That means any number, any serial number is given like this. That means the decision maker 1 to 5 all give preference preference on WT as tiny, preference on SCD as small, preference on tiny, preference as medium. Now all of them, since they give medium, all of them give the same preference. It is basically the average also will come as tiny. Here the average will also come as S. Here the average is T, like that. So I can take that in the first run, it is T S medium. So this is for one run. So like that, the decision maker could have given small here, tiny here, small here, tiny here, or tiny or here. So like that, you can have so many different kinds of combinations. Okay, so I will show you the design matrix. This is the design matrix. So only 7 are given. Like that, there will be 50. So here tiny, small, very small, tiny, small, tiny, small, small. Like that, we have 54 such. Right. These are the weights on the decision makers. In other words, if for example, if you consider first one and second one, all the decisions maker give T, and for OC it gives very small, and for the second run it is small. So this is how the variation. If this variation happens, then what happens to the optimal values of input parameter? That means the alternative optimal parameter is basically the which alternative is chosen. Is if the weights change, preference changes from very small to small, whether the optimal alternative changes or not. So like that, this is what we want to see. So what happens is these are becomes the input parameter in the sensitivity analysis, and this becomes the optimal parameter. So for this setting, we give IP as come as 1, T1 as 1, 1. These are actually level, coded values. These are coded values. 1113, 1113. So you see here for first 3, if you change this overcut from very small, small and medium importance, the optimal setting doesn't change. Okay. So this is what we want to find out, how much this optimal setting changes. If the weights changes from very small, small and medium, you see that optimal setting doesn't change, no change here. So that means that if the decision makers change their importance or they make up their mind from very small to medium, there is no effect. Okay, so this is what we will get, or this is what we can infer from this sensitivity analysis. So there are such, you will have 54 number of optimal settings. Okay, you will get 54 rows because we get 54, but the experiment is done once, but we are finding out the TOPSIS solution 54 times with various weights or various decision makers preference, right? So with that, we got this these optimal levels, and then we do what is known as ANOVA on this. Optimal IP, optimal T on, optimal TW, and optimal T up. Okay, so this on this we do what is known as ANOVA to see whether these ANOVA is the levels are changing or not, or changing significantly or not because of your decision maker weights. If the decision makers changes their mind whether these optimal values of IP, T on, TW, and T up is changing or not. So for that, we did ANOVA, and here is an abridged ANOVA. Abridged ANOVA means we are only put degrees of freedom. See here, these are the sources of variation. Preference WLT, preference weight or the weight, preference on SCD, preference on SR, preference on OC, and these are the interactions of these pairwise two factor interactions. And this column shows the degrees of freedom. This column shows the degree of freedom because the WLT is actually changing in, we have given 3 like that. And this is the F value and the P value for optimal IP, for optimal TW, for optimal T up. Okay, so these 3 are shown here, and here you see that preference on WLT is important, significant factor for 95%. This is insignificant. Sorry, this is insignificant. Insignificant. Preference on WLT is insignificant. In other words, for optimal IP, whatever weights you have given, it is not changing the optimal value much significantly. Okay. Similarly for OC, that's the overcut. Also, there is no effect on IP. Right. But for WT, these all are insignificant. All main factors are insignificant. Whereas SCD is important for T up. Okay, so like that, you can make a understanding that this gives you a more. If you get more of these are insignificant, that means weights, giving weights or preferences are actually decision makers giving weight and preferences are not actually important. when we decide the optimal values. Okay, for example, this one. For the WT, optimal value of WT, all of them are insignificant. All of them are insignificant. That means whatever the decision makers gives weight on these four WLT, SCD, SR, and OC, optimal value of TW is not at all changing, or not at all significantly changing. Okay, so this is a robustness study, or sometimes also known as sensitivity analysis. These are the references. You can have a look. Thank you. If you have any questions, I can take up.
Yes, sir. So, dear participants, if you have any questions. Hello.
Hello.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask. Sir, we have this MATLAB and R as a platforms, which has also got this fuzzy logic inbuilt in us, sir. So, can we adapt this techniques to the those platforms as well?
No. You can, in fact, the fuzzy for MATLAB programs are available for fuzzy Topsys. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But fuzzy logic is something different. Fuzzy logic is actually your reasoning. Na? You use it for control and other purposes. But this is fuzzy is here. Fuzziness comes because of human judgment or subjective judgment. There, and Topsys is a method where you evolve the best alternative.
Yes, sir.
And the numbers, instead of crisp numbers, you use fuzzy numbers, because our decisions are human decisions are actually usually fuzzy. We cannot give precise values of weights where there are subjective judgment. In those cases only we go for fuzzy. Otherwise, it would be better if you use crisp values. But crisp values are fuzzy logic is will be something different. I don't think fuzzy logic can be used. Oh well, you can use it. You can. I don't know if fuzzy composition and all you can be used.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and when we do this conversion after we get, for example, if you have to validate these results, now the decision is taken, and we have also taken based on the multi criteria, and then we have finally arrived at the best decision. Now, if at all we are trying to validate, there may be some what you call error or rounding off kind of errors, sir. In such cases, how do we justify?
No, actually, what happens is when you give a preferential weights depends upon the particular decision maker, and when we get an optimal value on those weights, you get some alternative as the best. Now, when we get that alternative as the best, you work with that, and finally you evaluate the results.
Yes.
Evaluating also, while evaluating also, you have to take those weights, same weights. Otherwise, if you take a different weight, then you get a different alternative will come out as the best or the better one. So when we evaluate, actually it gives you the ranking. Now it depends upon the management, usually the what to do and what. Sometimes we also take we overrule the L1 in vendor selection. In vendor selection, sometimes we don't go for the lowest one. We go for L2, depending upon certain other criteria, certain more important criteria. So such thing happen, but at least it gives you an order, a kind of preference order, which is the best and which is next best and which is, so that is becomes easy. Life becomes easy to select.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Anything
So,
else?
any other queries by the participants? Sir, thank you very much, sir, for giving the lecture, and you have covered extensively on the fuzzy topses and also taking an example from fighter aircraft selection example. Then you have also created that matrix, and then even using Excel very easily how to use this approach for any given problem statement. And I think that is the best part of this, because this doesn't need any software platform. Excel is available, and you can use that itself and for taking this multi-criteria decisions. And thank you, sir. This gives a very good insights on how to make that decision taking, and it is actually a continuation of what in the morning session what were the topics that were covered by Saurav Datta sir. And thank you once again for accepting our request and giving us a session. And on behalf of the participants, I would like to request you to share this PPT so that I can forward this to material to the audience also. Thank you, sir.
Sure,
Thank you very much,
thank
sir.
you. Okay, thank you.